Hello, my name is John Stone, also known as the Conflict Chick. I am a speaker, consultant, and coach who works with leaders and organizations to help them improve their creativity, their confidence, and their connectedness one conversation at a time. I'm here to share with you a part of the work that I do in the strategic planning space for leaders of organizations and nonprofits. This segment is called Stand on Business, Business Mindset and Business Planning. So, the agenda for today is an icebreaker. Then I'm going to go through some introductions of who I am, what I'm about, and I want you to think about how you show up in the space and why you're even watching it. Then we're going to go through an exercise called life planning. Then we're going to talk about what mental and emotional health looks like for us in this day and age with the hybrid workspaces and with the pandemic that is so close and near and dear to a lot of people's lives. How has that transformed the way we think? Then we're going to talk about standing on self, what it means to really stand in your own gifts, and then the power of self care. Even though we're standing on our business, we also need to make sure we are resting within our business and outside of our business. So, we're going to go over a self care plan activity. Then we're going to talk about business itself, those of you who are interested in exploring other things outside of your 9 to 5. And then 10 tips to start a business. Plus, look at what a business canvas looks like and how you can use it as the blueprint to help you begin to create the type of lifestyle that you want to live. And then last, we'll end with commitments to ourselves and our business, and then write down questions that you may have. And you can reach out to me afterwards. I have ways for you to connect with me outside of this presentation. So, quick question. Who are you and what is your superpower? Your superpower is something that you hold or possess that makes it easy for you but difficult for others. It's the thing that separates you, it's the stuff you don't have to work to do. That is your superpower. I would like for you to either pause this recording and go get paper and pen or write down what is your superpower right now. If it's more than one, that's fine. You can do that as well. And then the second part of that question is, who am I? Who have you been called to be? Even if you have not fulfilled that yet, would you take a moment to write that down, please? Who am I? All right, great. Now we are ready to jump in. I would like to introduce myself. I am Dawn Stone. There are three things that I am really known for out in this space. It's being the scholar. I've gone to school forever and I continue to learn because I love learning. I am also the entrepreneur. I've been an 8-time entrepreneur, sold 3 businesses, just opened 2 new businesses within the last 3 years. And so the last part of the who are you? I'm a mom. I have 3 amazing humans that I'm responsible for between the ages of 22 and 6. And so, how I show up every day, I am an activator. That is my number one superpower. As an activator, what I'm able to do is take all these things underneath this dotted line, the overachiever in me, the perfectionist in me, the people pleasing part of me, the idealist and the realist part of me. And I just want to let you know today that you are here with someone who understands where you are, understands what you've gone through, because I am the perfectly imperfect strategist. And my goal is to help you navigate some of these not so pleasant spaces, some of these murky waters of the career space to get to the place you're wanting to get to. So I'm going to go over a few things today. And if you need to reach out to me outside of this, feel free to do so. I am available. So now let's walk into what is your life map. And I want you to grab a sheet of paper. If you need to pause the video, do so. But I want you to have pen and paper while you're going through this exercise. Because what I want to do is take you on a true journey. And in this life journey map, I want you to write out your life, the date you were born, out to at least 80 years of age, okay? And what I want you to put on a timeline, no matter how old or how young you are, write out the things you've experienced in each of those decades. So we know the first dot is your birth. Welcome. Then what are some of the significant life events that occurred in your life up until this point? So pause the video, write it down, take your time, because what I want you to do is have a clear picture of where you've come from, because it's going to help you fuel the future, okay? Now that you've written out your life plan, I want you to grab a separate sheet of paper and I want you to fold it in half. Now, what we call this is long ways, okay? So long ways, fold it in half. All right, put a nice little crease in that. Then I want you to fold one more time. Okay, and then one last time. All right, so you've taken that hot dog page, that long side of the page, and you have folded it once, twice, 3 times. So now you should have a nice little accordion looking thing. So at the top of that, I want you to put a decade. So 0 to 10, 11 to 11 to 20, 21 to 30, 31 to 40, etc. Okay. Go ahead and put those at the top of each of those accordions, because you got basically 9 little slips of paper. I mean, 8 little slips of paper. That's all folded. That's your accordion file. So the first tab, you're going to put 0 to 10. Second tab, you're going to, at the very top, you're going to put 11 to 20, 21 to 30, 31 to 40, 41 to 50, etc., until you get all the way up to the 80. Because any life you live over 80, that's bonus. That's overflow. That's abundance. That's a blessing. So what we're going to do is count those, what we call working years, okay? So now in your life map, I want you to look at the map you have. And then now this accordion sheet of paper, and I want you to look at those columns. If you are 30 years old, I want you to go ahead and count by 10. So if you're 30 years old, I want you to tear off 0 through 10, 11 through 20, and 21 through 30. Take those 3 of the accordion file, that folding you just did, take those 3 columns away. All right, you can do it physically or verbally. So you can draw a black line right there at the 30 mark. And so you should have 3 of those items that are to the side if you're 30. Now watch this. If you're 40, you add another 10. If you're 50, add another base 10. And what I want you to know is what you have left is going to become your next right step in this map of life. So you've already archived everything that you've done, everything that's happened from your birth until now. And now I want you to take that paper or whatever's remaining of that paper, and I want you to identify those columns that are left. So for instance, if you're 50 years old, you now only have 51 to 60, 61 to 70, 71 to 80. You literally have 30 years to make an impact, to get the things that you want, ideally before birth. Okay? So, all right, that map of your life, you're going to take those last 2, 3, 4, 5 columns and put it right there beside your map, because we are going to define what that looks like here a little later. So let's talk about mental health. What is your mental health? Mental health includes our emotional, psychological, and social well-being. It affects the way we think, how we feel, how we act. And it also helps us determine how to handle stress, how to relate to other people, and how to make decisions. Yes, mental health is tied to decision making. Mental health is also important in every stage of life, from childhood to adolescence to adults. Over the courses of your life, if you have experienced mental health problems of any type, chances are your mental health behavior and mood is altered. So now it becomes, what do we do about that? Well, before we go there, let's look at the EQ, the emotional quotient. The emotional health of you and your organization was a tool designed by Goldman, Boetes, and Korn, Ferry Hagel. that builds on this model for emotional intelligence, which includes 3 pillars of success: self-awareness, self-management, self-esteem, and relationship management. So what we must do is remember that the elements of education and well-being are all tied into your emotion and how you handle those things. It's definitely something we must have. So now let's get over here. So let's think about where we stand. I want you to write down 1 or 2 things you want to accomplish this year. So this is where we're going to pull out that sheet of paper with the columns you have left, and I want you to fill it in. So in that area between, let's say we're age 38. So I'll look at the column for 40 to 50, and I'll write in 1 goal for each item. Write in 1 goal that you want to accomplish by December of 2021. Okay? And we're going to keep working with that, because the way for us to really attain it is going to come from a very unique place, and a place we need to tap often, our inner self. So the power of self-care. This helps us control activities and control stress, and just keep the tail from wagging us. Meaning, if you've got a direction and directive, then people who know that they're going to be held accountable will work better. Okay? That's what we do. And so other ways to control stress is look at the activities. Eat a balanced meal and go to bed. So a self-care plan for you, what does that look like? It's where we support ourselves, we surround ourselves, and we develop ourselves. So you have a life-learning approach to everything you do. And Belmont is one of our local schools here that is centered around student learning, student engagement. So wherever you are located, find the places and the spaces that hold true to you and your goals. We got to maintain a relationship with others, reach out to tell them when you need help. And just know that healthy coping skills can help people deal with stress a lot more easily. Okay? So, are you ready to stand in business and take your business to the next level? All right, so here are the first 10 steps to get started in your business. Number 1 is going to be to create your plan. You cannot have a plan without carefully formulating the things that you need. All right, when you don't get them, don't smudge, don't talk about them, don't berate them. You just take mental note and you state the facts. Okay. So with that, we've given you the tool that you will need to address your to address your need for your business or your idea. All right. So let's go through these 10 steps real quick. Number 1, create your plan. Number 2, define your goals and write them down. All right. If you're not one who is good at taking notes, you're going to want to do this, because in your business and in the sector of nonprofit, it is a must. Post it, own it, review it, revise it, and then repeat. Okay. So I want to highlight this one thing. Number 10 is get a mentor, get a mentor, get a mentor, get a mentor. A lot of people don't understand what a mentor is or what they do, as opposed to a sponsor or a good friend or an advocate. All right, they have a place, but right here for your business, I'm going to recommend you get a mentor and be very honest with that person. All right, so once you have an idea of what you want to do, your bank, you've had these conversations with your bank, make sure you understand what comes next. And the business model canvas allows you to do that. So we read this from left to right, and you fill in the blank. It'll be okay. Just get moving, okay? So we start with key players. Those are strategic partners that come alongside and say, hey, I want to help, I want to support, I want to do all these things, I want to donate things. They can do that through our formal chain of command, which is the business model canvas. Okay, that's it. Very easy. And so we'll look at key activities. We will outsource that or be responsible for getting the page fixed. Okay. So value proposition and key resources are things that I may or may not need these people for that, but I will need the funding because I need funding to help. I need funding to sustain. But let me tell you something about funding. Since the pandemic, our funders are getting more intentional. And so what they're doing is looking at these business canvas models and looking at the way that you conduct yourself. So your value proposition doesn't align closely with where you want to get funding. That's easy. Find a new funder. That's why it's important to have all of these squares filled, because they all are reliant on you and how good you put things into work. Okay. So let's keep going. We got the operations, the key virtues. We have the spider, and that. We also have our customer relationship segments that are on the right-hand side. So the thing about these is that they pull to you, they pull with you, and I even had a few try to roll with you. Why is that? Where people are willing to put themselves on the line is because of your customer engagement. It is imperative, no matter where you are consistent in what you are delivering. Okay? And that's how we get to it. So let's go to the bottom, the foundation. How do we know we get to all these parts? One conversation at a time, one journey at a time. So they are enjoying our cost structure and our revenue structure because they are the foundation. So the foundation comes to how we're being taxed. The foundation comes from what are our revenue streams. The foundation is wink, wink, we need blank. So I will tell you the business model canvas is exactly where you find that information and go, oh, okay, we need a customer segment. We need a funders conversation where we look at our cost structure and our revenue structure and then make some decisions off of that. So we have the right people in place. And the great thing about our business model canvas, you can write in your contract a clause that affords you the opportunity to bring in some expertise or facilitator to help you get through the entire narrative. Okay, so those are the 10 steps. And so now my question to you is, are you ready to commit to your wellness and your wealth? The answer is yes, no, and different. So I have my contact information here. And I also have a newsletter, and you can even book time with me on my calendar right away. So these two here, and let me move this out of the way so you can get it. These two links here are, okay. These two links are the reason why I am here and I'm able to share today, because there's a person that I hired that makes me better. So whenever you set up for this newsletter, you'll get an automatic response. You can also sign up with your youth conference tickets if you're a youth conference group with a credit card. If you're a small business or a nonprofit, we will take those as well. Okay. So we would love hearing from you. I'd love to hear